Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last day of the group stage here at the Legend Series in Counter-Strike. With me today is Jamie, aka Squid. Nice to have you here.
It's great to be here, man. Nice to see you as well. Nice to actually be here, casting some Counter-Strike, watching some great stuff.
Yeah, and it is gonna be great stuff today. I can already see it. I can already feel it. Do you see all the energy that's in the chat already? You guys are absolutely crazy. So much escalation going on in there. And the fans, they are crazy about one particular team, which we're gonna cast in the first game today. So it's all about MaSSe. For now, at least. And they're going up against Venko Gaming. Jamie, please tell us something about that first game today.
Well, about this first game, I think that we're going to see Mirage. I think that that's what we're going to be seeing, maybe even the first map today. Both of these teams love playing it. Neither of them will ever ban it out. I got a feeling that it'll probably be our first map today. If not, it'll appear somewhere in the series. I feel like it's a map that'll be tightly contested. I feel like MaSSe will probably come out on top. I feel like people in the chat are quite rightfully excited about them. I feel like they might even crush Venko today in our first best of one of the day. But I think that it'll be Mirage. I've just got a feeling, looking at the stats from these teams, obviously it's a best of one, so there's not going to be any other maps to follow. However, I've got a feeling that they're probably, neither of them are going to have the willpower to ban that one out since they like it so much.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that too. I can see Mirage being played here on our first map today. Venko Gaming, let's talk a little bit about them. They are a team from the Netherlands. Do you have some more insight about what makes them special? How did they manage to get to our Legend Series?
I think what makes them special is just their willpower to never really give up in these games. We've seen them actually go right to the edge of a lot of these series and actually be down by a couple of rounds and actually need to claw something back. And I feel like it's just their durability and their willingness to just not mentally check out of one of these series. I feel like that's something that you get in a lot of the Nordic region. I feel like, especially in Denmark, we've got a lot of top teams who are always mentally in the game. Obviously, that's been a problem in the last couple of years for teams like TSM, now Astralis, who would mentally be quite weak. And that's something that I feel from this Nordic region that we're actually seeing improved upon.
Yeah, definitely. I also see a chance here for Venko Gaming. Maybe we talked about it. They are in the underdog role today, but maybe there's still that chance of just clawing themselves back into the game, just fighting back. So I can see it swing in both ways here. The first game, it's definitely not decided yet. So this is what we're going to present you today. Under our caster screens, you can see the bracket of today. So we're going to play a GSL format. And this means that no team that loses in its first match will be eliminated from the tournament immediately. So every team has a second chance to maybe find its way back into the tournament. But we will only have one team out of these four to advance to the offline finals right here where I'm sitting now in Hamburg Sieg. So this is what's on the line. In the offline finals, 3K prize pool. So 3,000 euros on the line. Also, all travel expenses will be dealt with by ELC Gaming. Let's talk a little bit about the second game that awaits us today. It's going to be Sixtens versus Planet Key Dynamics. Maybe a bit more of, maybe those two might be handled as the favorites to really make it out of the group. What do you think about that?
I definitely agree with that. I don't see any world in which anybody can really disagree with that. We've got very well tenured players on both of those teams, big organizations as well who are paying decent salaries. I don't really know what who MaSSe are like funded by or anything like that, or I don't know if you can make a pun out of that or anything. But I know Existence and Planet Key are almost household names. Well, they're definitely households where there are Counter-Strike players involved. I know their Existence has had a great tenure as an organization, picking up many decent teams. Planet Key the same, refining their talent within Germany for the last couple of years, and expanding out. as of then. I feel like this second best of one of the day is probably going to bring the best competition. I think you probably agree with me, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. It might also lead the way for the whole group because we might see that game coming up in the group finals once more. At least that's what I'm expecting. But I'm a little bit overwhelmed by seeing what's going on in the chat right here because usually that's also a good sign. It's just crazy. They are cheering for MaSSe like I can't even explain it, but usually that kind of support is a big sign for a great team because usually teams that don't, nobody cares about and teams that don't impress, they don't have so many fans. So MaSSe may be an underdog to keep an eye on today. But probably it's going to be Existence and Planet Key Dynamics fighting it out in the finals of the group stage. So that's the little frame we are expecting today. But it will take 6 matches to find out who's really going to be the winner of this group. And let's get back to our first game today. So it's going to be Venko Gaming against MaSSe. Jamie, can you once more maybe point out which players are the key players in this matchup for both of the teams?
Well, I feel like MaSSe have better players overall. I feel like they've definitely got a big chance to shine today. I feel like for MaSSe, they've got to have a couple of players step up. Whereas on Venko, I feel like maybe 3 or 4 players have to step up and nobody has to fall flat. I think on MaSSe's side, it's Kalashinor probably is going to be the player who's going to have that destructive firepower. And on Venko's side, I feel like it's not even a one-horse race. I feel like a couple of people have to step up and actually have a synchronized attempt at taking a win here today. I feel like when you're the underdogs, you need to have something really special to bring to the game. And I feel like one of the special factors could be outstanding teamwork. And I'm not quite sure what the map is just yet, but if it is a map like Mirage, definitely we could see teamwork like that. We could see the team playing together, and definitely a lot of that mid control and the site executes, and that's what I'd like to see. Or you can play it with individual skill, and I feel like if Venko are going to win it today, I feel like they need a little bit of both. They need a couple of players really firing on all cylinders, and they need to mentally be checked in. They need to be in the game, and they need to always be applying that pressure. A good start as well is probably going to be crucial for them.
Yeah, definitely. I can also see it work once they get into that flow, once they really get things going. It might turn out to be a victory for them, but it is not quite that easy. We've seen it in the last couple of days because I mentioned it. This is the last day of the group stages. This is Group D. We had Group A, B, C before today. We have seen some turnarounds, but usually the team that gets going early on, that really gets into the flow, they have the upper hand. So that's something to look for. Venko Gaming, if they can make that first pistol round a good one, they might just find themselves in a good position. Talking about the other groups,
I feel it as well. I feel like if you actually look at these groups, Group D is probably among some of the best groups. Obviously, in the other 3, you've got a group which is very heavily stacked towards the top end. Obviously, with Isuba being probably undoubtedly the favorite, playing Ducks being the favorites with Arctic there, and I know Group C had like a distinguished favorite as well. This group might not have that as much DNA. Because. Gameplay DNA, being a definitive favorite, I would say. Whereas Group D, I don't know if we quite have that. In that second matchup today, we've got a lot of talent.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm also wondering a little bit about Planet Key Dynamics, because for us here at ELC, we were looking towards them as the favorite. But right now, just to say once more, this support in the chat is just so overwhelming that I'm just asking myself if Planet Key Dynamics, if they are going to be able to really step it up and to really show that they are the favorite here. On the other hand, Existence, they're also a well-known team. They also have great players, and it's just, I just can't wait. We already see both teams warming up here, and I am just so much looking forward to this group.
The one thing that we have to point out is it was Mirage. That was the one prediction that I came into to this saying that I don't think either team is actually going to back off of that map, and that prediction was completely right. I feel like that
Just
was
pat
almost,
yourself on the
almost
shoulder.
always- Pat the back, pat the back.
Yeah, great one. So your score is 1-0 for now.
Yeah, my
prediction,
score's
right
pretty
prediction.
good. Right? So in terms of a prediction for this whole whole first match, this best of one, what would you give this match as a scoreline? Would you say?
That's gonna be very difficult, but I would go maybe 16-9 for Hamas. I don't. Maybe they feel.
That's what I was gonna say.
Really? Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
what I was gonna say.
already,
Honestly.
we're already in sync. I feel that. But yeah, to get talking about something like the pressure, because maybe Hamas they might also see all the Twitch activity here, so maybe they feel the pressure of their fans. But right now we're going into the first round. It's gonna be the round that decides who will begin, and yeah. Venko
Well,
Gaming.
yeah, obviously Venko Gaming taking that initial knife round. That's definitely a boost when you're the underdogs, especially in a best of one where you've got no other maps to rely on. Having that initial win on the knife round, definitely a big factor.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what we were talking about. If they're able to really grab some kind of early advantage here, they might just get rolling. But it remains to be seen. It's just a knife round. I was talking about the pressure that Hamas might be feeling. On the other hand, Venko Gaming, they got nothing to lose. They can really play freely. They can do whatever they want. Nobody really expects them to get out of this group, and that might be, something that.
Yeah, I
that
don't know if
boosts
anybody
them.
really. I don't know if people really expect them to make it out of this matchup in one piece. As you said, 16-9. The prediction from yourself, I feel like that might even be a little bit generous, considering that we're on one of Hamas's best maps.
Yeah, definitely. But on the other hand, you already pointed it out. It's also one of the best maps for Venko Gaming, and right now 7 up here behind the box, hiding a little bit. And Kalashzor just getting him down with the Glock.
Yeah, that was definitely crucial, getting that bomb down early for Hamas. And Laus is actually missing a lot of shots here. Rev gonna pick up the pieces and find one of his own. Bloody needs to find a couple of shots towards CT. They really pinch it in here. This bomb defuse needs to come in somewhat quickly. Neither of these 3Ts have a kit. An ace from Clash. How did that even happen so quickly? He just racked up 3 headshots just like that.
Yeah, definitely. What a great performance here. And early on, MaSSe putting on a little show. So first round goes to them. Let's see how they can follow it up. Obviously, with a good buy here.
Yeah, and starting us off with such a phenomenal buy. That's crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah, for now, a little bit patient here. 7 up on the A side. Just waiting. But Hamas, they take their time as well. Also, good to see them starting on the terrorist side because of the similarity of their name to that one terrorist group we all know, to the Hamas. So I was wondering a little bit if there's a similarity behind that.
They win the knife and they stay on the T side. All the time. Hamas, well, they're not really effective terrorists right now. They're obviously 2 to 5 down. Player-wise, and Venko only with a couple of pistols in this one, so really effectively putting up the numbers so far.
Yeah, definitely. For now, going through the middle. Kalashzor and that flash into his face. Ref there alone against 2, but he grabs the first one. And this round goes to Venko Gaming, so even though they did not have that full buy, they really make a little comeback here.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that from Venko. As I said earlier, never mentally checking out. They're the sort of team to definitely stick into the bitter end. And Hamas having to buy straight back into this third with a bunch of pistols and a lot of mid control taken early from the T side. Nobody from Venko countering that. However, for the time being, it's just going to be a stalemate in mid.
Yeah, probably. For now, we see Ref here, and he heard the steps from the subway. Killers are patiently waiting, and he gets the headshot here, but Ref also falls. Great job here with the Tech 9.
Yeah, a lot of damage done early on. He's obviously just got the armor, the Tech 9 as well, so damage is definitely crucial here, but Laos Revo going to take one more as Kalash going to take another ace if he wants to win this round, and I don't think that that's very likely with all the nades pummeling into his location. They don't know that he's on stairs, but his position being extinguished and compromised now as the scout rains out, finds the final kill of the round, and Venko, 2 in a row for them.
Yeah, definitely. It's looking pretty good here in the early game for them. Venko Gaming 2-1 for now, round 4 coming up, and Hamas, they have to be careful not to give this out of their hands too early on. So let's see what they're planning now. The bomb makes its way to the B side. Actually,
well, it's a classic fake, isn't it? They're going underpass with just the one bomb carrier, hoping to get a sneaky bomb plant on A site. And I don't know if that's going to work too much. Maybe if they had all ran out onto the B site and then sent the man over towards A, that could have worked. And with a couple of kills, it could definitely pan out successfully as well. But Venko still with 3 players on that A site, and that bomb, it isn't pushing in just yet, but he has got a minute 20 to work with.
Yeah, and just like that, another round falls into the hands of Venko Gaming here. So please, everybody in the Twitch chat, raise your dongers once more, spend your energy, give it to Hamas, because they desperately need it. They were the favorite here, looking at the early stages of the game, but nothing is decided yet. It's just a 3-1 lead for Venko Gaming. Bloody Wolf and Impala making their way to B side once more. We see that little skirmish in the mid, and first of all, MaSSe grab a kill here. Killers are just taking a look at the connector.
Yeah, there's nobody in there to greet him, though. Bloody Wolf with one more, as this has been very back and forth early on, and Crush finding another one, this time towards A. They've got to deal with this AWPer, though. It's Has in CT spawn, and he could do a lot of damage here with just an AWP. Has actually baiting off the back of his teammate and finding that one more, and it's leveling up the scoreline a little bit. However, still a lot of work to do on these final 2 CTs.
Yeah, definitely. Bloody Wolf now looking for some opponents. Kinzo waiting patiently, but then gets down by Bloody Wolf, just popping his head. And now we see a bomb plant here on the A side. It's only Has going up for his team. Yeah, that was a nice round here for Hamas, so they get going once more. Also secured a nice load of weapons. And that's exactly
totally
what
right.
I needed.
Yeah, you're totally right, man. It's great to see their economy building up like this. If you look at their money, they've got an average about 2k each. A couple of them with no money. They're the ones that died in the 5th round. However, it's still a nice buffer to be working with, because if you lose it and actually get reset, it can definitely be damaging to your economy. But if you've got that buffer of 2,000, then it can ease the blow a little bit.
Yeah, and another time the engage starts in the mid. So a lot is going down there. Bloody Wolf now going a bit too far away from his own teammates, running straight into the hands of Venko Gaming here. Crush in the palace, just trying to find some angle here to engage. Kalasor waiting patiently with that orb in his hands. Oh, look at that trap set up here by Lewis Revo. Once Crush makes his way out of that, he will probably just fall down.
Yeah, I feel like Crush definitely doesn't have much chance of making it out of Palace with Revo playing in this advantageous position. Crush does find one though, but as the T falls down, oh low, it's actually great trigger discipline right now. He does find the one, but Kalash is the last player alive. He's in ramp. However, this bomb is quite far away from him. He needs to get his way onto this site quite quickly. However, I think he is actually going to just save this AWP. I would suggest that. I think that that's the best case scenario right now.
Yeah, and he's just looking to do so. So Kalash just waiting on the T-spawn here. Venko Gaming, on the other hand, great coverage, I have to admit. They're defending very, very well on the CT side for now.
Yeah, I
Also
definitely agree with you.
Yeah, being so patient in the Underwood, that's something that some players lack, because patience can be key to victory here.
Yeah, especially in that position. It's definitely about trigger discipline, especially when somebody's not looking your way. You need to actually analyze which way the T is peaking before they can move around. And that's something that if you're aggressive and you take the angle as the CT yourself, it's definitely something that you can do well. There's the only AWP of the round. It's Impala going down. And that's very early on as well. Big win for Venko Gaming early.
Yeah, and kids are just spraying into
Oh,
it. He grabs
what an
them
ace.
all.
What
Wow,
an
that was
ace.
great. Definitely,
That was phenomenal
Kinzo just,
stuff.
Definitely. Oh my god. And he just held the position even though everybody came out of the smoke. He just decided to spray through, and it was the right decision because he just got them all. Clash now making his way to the B side once more. Probably taking some way here. And has... with the first kill in this round.
Yeah, I love that from Haz, getting aggressive really early on. Rev missing a lot of shots and getting punished for it. Kalash, he can't afford to miss shots like that, especially in such a crucial game. When you're playing a best-of-1 format, you're only 2 maps away from losing. And Seven here does find one. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place with players aggressing on both sides of him. However, they've backed off and given a bit of space to work with.
Yeah, and also nice movement here, looking around to both sides. He made sure that nobody else was coming from that T-spawn. Kalash already on the B spot here. 7 up now making his way. He has to be careful peeking around that corner. And Bloody Wolf also in position to get somebody.
Yeah, this is a weird fake, though. With the 2 players hunkered on the B site, you would have thought that they would have brought the bomb over by now. However, it's going to be a fake. They're selling it straight into A. And with Haz taking one down and spotting the second up close, they must know that it's towards the A site now. That's all the intel that they need to go for this rotation. Crush is on full health, though, and he can elect to go for any single afterplant position that he wants. He's chosen to held down by Ninja, being supported by Bloody Wolf up close. Have Venko need to sniff out these positions, and they're not doing it. 1 and 2, lovely work from Bloody Wolf as he holds down the heads, and MaSSe take their 3rd of the half.
Yeah, and just take another look at that. Bloody Wolf standing there patiently waiting. Grabbing them. Yeah, just, it looks so easy the way he does it. But it is not, I can assure you.
Yeah, you can assure him. Are you any good? I would say that MaSSe really needs to be just doing stuff really off the back of that again. Moving into the A site was really good. If we actually look at the scoreboard, Impala is 0, 2, and 8 right now. That's really definitely not a great scoreline. His team must be a little bit pissed. I would want him to be playing a lot better than that. He's one of the names that we mentioned earlier. However, playing at such a horrifically low level is something that is really stunting MaSSe right now. They're effectively playing a 4 versus 5.
Yeah, it's quite much looking so. Q rush here in the palace once more, waiting for something to open up. And this could be interesting. Ref is just down there. And Q rush making his way onto the A side, just spotted the head over that box. This balance also making his way.
Oh,
and then finally
so
they get
aggressive.
Lewis Revel. Yeah, but that's exactly what they have to do. They have to jump onto that spot, and Kurash already waiting here in the jungle. Oh, but then
he
looking
missed.
away right in the
He
moment
turned
when
away.
Ref comes out, and Ref manages to get the second kill, and now he has enough time to just defuse that bomb. That was so unfortunate here for MaSSe.
We've
But why
seen some
did he
crazy
decide-
clutches already.
Yeah, but-
The reason was he actually heard the gunshots, and because the M4 doesn't have tracers, he wasn't looking forward. Instead, he thought, "Oh no, he's behind me," so he turned away. And then, just as the call came in, he turned back and missed the guy completely. It was just unfortunate.
just
It was
knew.
just.
He just knew that his teammate was behind him. He just knew that his teammate was still on the A spot, so there was still somebody behind him to secure his back. So I don't really get why he was
Awful
not
mistake.
just focusing on that one corner. So maybe some mistakes here in the communication. Q rush
Yeah,
with the
100%.
pistol, nicely done.
Yeah, nice opening kill from him and MaSSe. They look like they want to be attacking this A site, and Venko are moving a lot of players in. 7-Up finding one through the box, and this is going to be an absolute slaughter now. Pistols out, but Kalash is going to come out on top. Needs to get this reload in now. 25 bullets plugged into the gun, as he
and
does find
another
a
great
nice
kill.
quick headshot.
Definitely Kalash the one holding up the flag of MaSSe here, but it's gonna be 7-3 for Venko Gaming. They look rock solid to me. I don't know what you think about this, Jamie, but it's definitely something that I did not expect.
I'll be honest, I didn't expect it either. I was expecting Venko to get absolutely crushed in this one. I think that we might have a couple of very upset people in the chat, perhaps.
Yeah, probably, but for now it looks like they did not lose their hope. They're still in it, and Rev now aggressively going through Subway and securing another kill here for Venko Gaming. On the other hand, Lewis Revo through the smoke, grabs a kill, 7-Up, goes for another one, and MaSSe just fall apart here.
Yeah, this is horrific. This is a typical example of a badly played round. MaSSe just pushed through 3 different smokes, 3 different areas of the map, and all got punished. Expecting Venko to be looking somewhere else or just not concentrating properly so they could pick up a kill. It didn't happen. Venko absolutely crushed those aggressive plays through the smoke, and it wasn't even like it was cleverly executed, like they flashed themselves through a smoke and then pushed afterwards. They just shift walked straight through.
Yeah, definitely. MaSSe now with another pistol round coming in, they have to save something. Venko Gaming, they have the upper hand in score, and they have the upper hand in terms of weapons already. And once more,
Yeah,
we
100%.
find the first shot in the mid. 7-Up not careful enough. He didn't spot the one man in the connector. And another man falls down from Venko Gaming.
Yeah, they need to do something really big now. Their pistol's doing a lot of damage, and another one as well. A 3 versus 1. Lots of damage done to Kinzo, caught in the back to give MaSSe their 4th round. A crucial one at that.
Yeah, what a good round. Even with just the pistols, they really made it work. So MaSSe also finding a way to stay in the game, fighting back here, Venko Gaming. They still have a lot of stuff to do in order to secure the victory. And Pala and Bloody Wolf now once more with their way into the subway. And shots down the middle. Ref quite aggressively with that pistol, but immediately is taken down.
Oh, another one as well. Pistols might be coming out on top again.
Yeah, interestingly enough, it just looks like that. It just looks like the pistol rounds are actually, yeah, quite good for teams using that. Lewis Revo here on the mid. Looking again, fighting off Kinzo here on the B spot. And he's retreating for now. The game's slowing down a little bit. Both teams are looking for the right positions to take. 3 versus 3. Impala, Bloody Wolf. So MaSSe, they are rotating to the B spot, whereas Venko Gaming, they make their way to A.
Yeah, this is a complete misread from the CTs. They think that it's going to come into the A site. That's obviously not going to happen at this point. The bomb already going down on B and the game's up. And the retake needs to now come in. Probably going to be quite a weak attempt as a couple of AKs in an AWP has been salvaged. And I feel like Bloody Wolf is going to have his number right around this corner, finding one, shooting a couple of bullets into the wall, but with MaSSe on this site tightly hunkered down, I've got a feeling that Venko aren't going to be able to do anything whatsoever. Kalash in a great position, spraying down, but getting dinked down to 2 HP. Does find the one. 7 Up is still alive, though, with 15 health of his own, and not got a kit, not got any chance of winning this round, but doing the damage anyway. Salvaging an AK for his troubles. I don't know if the bomb radius is actually going to greet him. He is, and he is going to go down. Not saving the AWP, not saving an AK, saving nothing.
Yeah, so another 2 round here grabbed for MaSSe. So 8-5 is the scoreline for now. And interestingly enough, we've seen those sprays not being controlled well quite some times already in this game. Was Kalash last time not controlling his shots. Now Kalash with the AWP might be able to spot Haas there if he's not patient enough.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Venko losing a player early, though, is difficult.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like another setup here for the B side by MaSSe. That's something working out for them quite well, as we saw last round. Venko Gaming, on the other hand, they're quite heavily focused on the A side. Clash now looking for some heads.
Yeah, look at Rev's position as well. He's boosted up onto this box, does find one, jumps down straight in time. However, this AWP is very closely contesting, misses the shot, but crushes there to pick up the pieces. However, Rev is still on this side, goes down to that short-range shot from Kalash. Lovely stuff, and it puts Lusa Revo into this 1v3, and it's very difficult.
Yeah, definitely. What a great shot by Kalash there. I didn't even really realize it myself. If I weren't the caster here and if I couldn't see the people around these corners, I would definitely not have spotted that guy. And Kalash easily taking him down with the AWP. So great kill. Loser Revel on the other hand, I totally agree. 1v3 is always difficult, but this time it looks even worse for him. But he's waiting patiently for Q rush and engaging here, not finding the head though. And it's Q Rush instead who finds the kill and the clean victory here for MaSSe. They're finding their way back into the game, so 8-6 now, a very tight scoreline. And this is what we love to see, Counter-Strike at its best.
Yeah, how many rounds would you say that MaSSe need on this T side to have a good chance at being in this game?
I think even with the 6 rounds they already have, I still think that's good enough to really make it until the victory in the end. Yeah. Because we also see a strong performance here by Venko Gaming on the CT side. But that still remains to be seen. Q Rush on the other end, grabbing another kill here. And once more, it's only Ref standing for Venko Gaming. And he also falls. So, yeah, I was saying that 6 rounds on the T side are enough for me in order to still believe in MaSSe. Would you disagree, or? How do you see
I
it?
would actually agree. For Hamas, I feel like 6 or 7 is more than enough. I feel like they're going to have a rock solid CT side. It's something that we've seen on other occasions of them playing this map. However, I feel like Venko is a bit more of an unknown quantity on their T side. I feel like on CT you can just rely on your aim and stuff, but on T you need those tactics. You need that team play that perhaps Venko
Yeah.
lack.
Yeah, exactly, but so far we have also seen Hamas with some miscommunications, and Venko, to me, they seem to be rock solid in terms of communications and in terms of team play. So it still remains to be seen what they can do on the T side. But for what we've seen now, I still have high hopes in them to at least make it close.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And here comes a push onto the A site in the next couple of seconds. Obviously, Lou going for the Deagle instead. It's something unconventional that we don't really see outside of Nico and Simple, perhaps. However, in the tier 2... Oh, but it's going to work out anyway. Look at that shot. It was beautiful. Finds the one. However, these CTs are coming out on top, finding 2, 3, and 4. Looking for them all as Has is the final player to fall. 8-8 is Hamas. They might be right back in this one.
Yeah, once more another great kill grabbed out of that underwood position here. Q-Rush with some nice kills also. Taking a look at the KDA, it's looking quite well for Hamas here.
Yeah, I definitely
No
agree. But
Q-Rush.
Venko with the buy up in this one, and they're gonna push straight onto the B site probably after that smoke and such has dissipated. But it's only a matter of time before Venko initiates this push onto the B site. They've got all 5 players hunkered down there, and if you look at Hamas, they've even boosted a player onto the actual site on B, onto the box. So this is something that definitely could catch Venko off. But what a headshot!
And now they make their push onto the B side, coming in, grabbing at least 2 kills there. Now with the weapons equipped, they have to make something work here. 7up going for it, but not quite controlling his shots. Kinzo on the other end also gets taken down by Venko Gaming here.
Oh, but the flank is so far away, and he needs to get this defuse in now, but he doesn't even know it. Lou needs to actually peek this, peeking it every single time, and Crush, is he actually going to go for this defuse? He's got it, 2 seconds.
Oh.
Nah, Lou peeks out. What a headshot. Long range with the Tech 9.
Yeah, definitely. And in the last second, he really made that work. I just loved seeing that on the other side. Q-Rush, a bit... Yeah, he was waiting a bit too long in order to really go for that defuse if he had taken it earlier. But it's always easy to say out of that commentator's position here.
Yeah.
Kalesh now finding himself going up against 3 people in the mid.
Yeah, he had no
Lose
idea,
Revo
but in
and
that
the game.
previous round... in the previous round, Disbalance was actually running all the way around to go for that retake. He went through kitchen to short, and the T didn't even know it. Rev had 0 idea. So Venko actually losing out on that round, and MaSSe looks like they have a chance in this 3v3.
Yeah, definitely. So far, Venko, they're making their way to the A side. But Q-Rush is still there, waiting for them in the shadows.
Ooh.
Spotting the first one, he gets the bomb down.
That was lovely, and it's only 7up left. Kalash actually spotting him, but his teammate sorting out those problems. Crush finding it, and that's 9-9 again. Hamas this time winning one.
Yeah, 9-9 the scoreline. It couldn't be closer. And Luz Revo and his crew once more making their way to the mid.
Oh, that was a nice quick headshot from the scout. Now, if we caught it on our screen, have this Deagle setup, it's got to be neutralized with lovely shots like that. Left, right, and center. Rev does find one, doing a bit of damage onto eye disbalance as well, but caught with a nade out. Only 19 health left. Needs to commit to this Angel. Luo does go down, have Hamas. They've only got 4 players left, and Disbalance is low.
Yeah, definitely. Once more, a little bit unfortunate, a little bit mistimed here going for that nade. On the other side, we see Bloody Wolf covering the window. Now silently turning to that connector. And that's something that didn't really go well for both teams here. So sometimes those mistimings came in. We saw it earlier with the peek to the left side by Hamas. We saw the nade right now. We saw the diffuse that really was badly timed. And that's a point that both teams have to work on if they want to make it out of the groups here.
Yeah, both of these teams obviously not a great chance of making it out, considering who we've got playing in our second semi-final here today, and Hamas seem to be racking it up now, maybe getting a little bit more confident as they romp forward to double digits, 10-9. Only an eco now.
So far, only.
Yeah, only an eco.
But we've seen some good ecos already. Venko Gaming, they could just grab 1 round on the T side. So that might be true what you've been talking about. That they maybe lack some of that intelligence on the T side, some of that creativeness.
Yeah, that's something that I was scared of coming into this one. Rev, the last man alive. Not much damage done. 2 kills for the T side, and it's not really enough right now as the score is actually that Hamas seem to be running away with this score line. Obviously picking up the last 3 in a row, 4 out of the last 5. It's quite dominating early on, and you can see that that's kind of reflecting in their economy. A couple of them have 5 and 6,000, a couple of them on 2 and 3,000 as well. So about $12,000 buffer on the CT side across the board.
Yeah, definitely. And they had that great start. They got into the flow. They did a little bit more than we expected, but now they have to step it up again. Has does this with a nice grab here under the connector, but nobody's waiting for him in the window, so he should just go on. Ref, on the other hand, still standing close to the T-spawn. Now Venko Gaming decides to play it patiently. Just regroup and then decide either to go on the A or B spot. Just 3 men alive for Hamas, so this should be a round for Venko Gaming. If they don't rush it, if they're patient enough to really make it work.
Well, I feel like they're making a big mistake right now. Hamas have stacked 3 players onto the A site, and Venko haven't sniffed this one out. Looks like they're going towards A. The smoke's going to come in the next couple of seconds, and they've only got 45 seconds left, so a rotate not in order. They are actually going to push into this blender. Crush going to be the first man in, doing lots of damage. That flash working wonders as he finds 2, supported by his teammate as well. Venko have found a couple of kills in the row and have a Disbalance finding a kill in the second one as well. What a headshot. Looking for the last kill as well. 7 up from behind. Needs to close this round out. Have a Disbalance eagerly looking for this final kill as 7 up doesn't know where this last CT is playing from, and he might actually walk right into his crosshairs. Disbalance with only 6 bullets left. 7 finds the kill. It's 10 rounds for Venko off the back of that hideous push.
Yeah, they still made it close, Hamas here. Venko Gaming, they were looking very good early on in that round, but still in the end nearly throwing it away. Yes. Q-Rush really making a great job here, and then once more they make their way to the A side very quickly now, pushing here.
Yeah, I like this. They're moving straight on, and Kalash does find 1 with his AWP. Needs to find a couple more from the position he's playing in as well. It's very crucial. These T's stunted in their push. The bomb isn't down yet, however, it's getting planted now as Disbalance finds another one through the smoke. Everybody's shooting through the clouds right now, as it looks like the CTs have come out on top with the health advantage. However, with this Molotov placed down.
Here by Ref.
Lovely.
Really good coverage.
Disbalance.
And that's something.
Needs his last double.
That's
though.
something
Finds 1.
I'd like to see more often. this great push early on, just rush one of the spots, and it works out for Venko Gaming here. So far, we've only seen those slow build-ups. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that, but crazy.
It was nuts. He played the box to perfection, but I definitely want to pick up on what you were saying about how you want to see them be a lot more explosive and faster onto these sites. I completely agree with you. This is something that I feel like teams neglect here on Mirage. The rush potential on both of these sites, especially the A site. You can rush straight up ramp right onto the A site within the first 20 seconds of the round, and before the CTs even know that you're coming, you can have that bomb down, an entry kill in, and Venko, if they just play together, I feel like they still have a big chance in this one.
Yeah, definitely. But this time it seems to be MaSSe that put on the pressure here. They were walking pretty much to the T-spawn, but decided to retreat for now. We see a little standoff here through the connector. And now Venko Gaming easily making their way to the B side.
Yeah, it's only a couple of pistols, but Kalash finding that one more, and it's crucial damage for him. Probably not going to be able to salvage that AK. But oh, no, it does actually grab the AK back. It's just within distance. However, Venko in this 4v3, without any armor on the opponents, probably going to be an easy round for them.
Yeah, it looks to be in the kind of that. Kinzo and Ref making their way to the mid once more. And MaSSe, I don't know if they really want to engage that, maybe save that AK, even though it's not much.
Yeah,
but
it's
there
not
was
a lot
just
full,
not a lot in that.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you come down to crucial rounds like this, and Kalash is even doing more damage with it, and the body drooping to the ground, it means that MaSSe, it's really crucial. Kalash buying up a AWP, glass cannon, instead of going for the rifle that he once had. And Venko definitely needs to be wary of this.
Yeah, definitely. Kalash now in the mid. And he sees a lot of nades, Molotov cocktails thrown into that mid. But so far nothing following that up. This balance here. And now nicely spread out again by MaSSe.
That was good. That was really good from him. Kinzo does trade it back and disbalance his position. Let's take note of this. It's a very good spot to be playing in right now. I don't feel like these teams will know it, and he does actually steal away one kill and run away, sneaking back up onto short.
Venko Gaming now a little bit in the disadvantage. They just have 3 people going up against 4, but once more I feel like the B side is the one they should go for. So far a lot of coverage by the CT side. They just focus on that A spot. And Ref able to secure another kill here, so we're going up 3 versus 3. Impala is the one to cover that B side. While Venko Gaming there shifting towards it.
Yes, great stuff. And MaSSe, I would really like to see them rotate a man over. Now they know that it's not towards A due to their advantageous push and advanced push towards Palace. And looks like they're going to do that. Impala in a prime position to actually punish 2 headshots from him. And a third as well, single-handedly shutting down that site.
Yeah, and I didn't really like that Molotov cocktail because you were like, okay, we're just making our way silently to the B side, and then once we're there, we're just telling them, okay, guys, we're here by throwing that Molotov cocktail. That was the moment where you let MaSSe know, okay, we're coming, and so greatly taking down 3 kills there.
Yeah,
but I felt like
it removes the element of surprise, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I just felt like that Molotov cocktail was a bit misplaced here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like it allowed the CT side to get the rotation in early as well, which is something that they would always want to do. And once again, Kalash going for the Oh, that was a lovely shot by Kinzo. As the smoke dissipated, he actually found that through the corner. Bloody is going to come back with one of his own as he hears this bomb going down. They need to get onto this site quickly. They've been completely smoked out.
Yeah, great job being done here with the smoke nades. Bloody Wolf also falls down to Rev.
So much damage on this retake as these pistols are doing some decent damage. Has the last player alive but gets shot in the head by Disbalance. That was beautiful stuff from MaSSe, and it feels like they're finally finding their form.
Yeah, but it looked like a couple of times in the game already, because MaSSe, I feel like they are a little bit of a roller coaster team right now, because sometimes they have those great plays, they really move as a team and they do all the stuff that we expect them to bring to the table here. But on the other hand, sometimes they just lose stupid rounds to Venko Gaming here, just in a fashion that we really don't expect to see from them. So a little bit of a roller coaster performance here, but maybe they can just close this game out, forget about it, and maybe go on to the next one.
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, Venko, this might be their last chance saloon to rack up a couple of rounds. It's a double up setup for MaSSe, which is something which we haven't seen from them thus far, but could definitely work with the brilliant AWPers that they've got on their team, like Kalash and Crush, mainly Kalash, who's a designated primary AWPer. I think that they definitely have a great chance of romping home a victory off the back of these two sniper rifles. Looking for some more, as Venko have taken complete mid control, smoking off the AWPer as well. Crush needs to really rechange his position and make sure that his teams don't get flanked or punished for moving into different areas of the map. Kinzo taking a lot of control over towards the mid area into Whorehouse. Knows that there's nobody playing into window right now. So with the push coming through to connector, the CTs need to get through a couple of kills right now. And Bloody Wolf is going to start off the fragging, finding one onto Luo. There's 7 dropping as well. Does find one in return. However, this AWP is still alive and still a poignant threat towards CT. And Clash, that was so unlucky. He unscoped just at the wrong time. Crush does find one in return. However, Venko need to hold this site and need to hold these players out before it's too late. Hash needs to not get caught in the back, but he does. Impala finds him in the side of the head to give MaSSe. It's their 14th.
Yeah, 14-12. And MaSSe, they have a chance to really close it out, and very, very nicely done, just going over the stairs and grabbing that kill. Venko Gaming, they feel they're back against the wall.
Yeah,
nothing going on in the mid.
They've got a lot of pressure.
That's a little bit. Exactly, because they were so close. They really stood up. They were very much in that game. And now that I'm sure that they will want to grab the victory here, but are they going to be able to? They really have to make it work. Impala is being shot.
Oh, Disbalance. Does find 2 of his own. This could be a money nade coming into the site. The nade actually just slightly missed, and Luo finding one as well. This could be dangerous, and Venko could definitely take something here. They're holding just outside of kitchen, so to stop Kalash prodding into the site with the AWP, and Bloody Wolf right behind these 2 players does find one, have a Kalash up close and personal with the AWP. Luo needs to deal with this threat right now, and he does. Side of the head job. Straight into the 13th round for Venko.
I don't know if it was the right decision by Clash to really go in with the AWP here, because it was so close range and so many different angles to watch. I felt like the AWP was a little bit of a disadvantage here. Being scoped, he didn't really see much of the environment.
Yep, definitely agree with that. I think that having an AK in his hand then could have definitely been an advantage. He definitely could have moved in with the short-ranged weapon of the AK-47, and it feels like Venko right back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, Hamas a little bit uncautious there. Just straying out too far. But this balance with a nice kill here with the CZ. But has to be careful, but Kinzo. Yeah, taking him down easily, and another round falls into the hands of Venko Gaming, so they make it 14-40 once more. Ladies and gentlemen, give your energy up once more. Give your energies to both of the teams, because Venko Gaming, they also deserve some of that. Those next two rounds might be decisive. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, look at that nade stack. 2 nades in, and it did so much damage. Venko, oh, getting sprayed down as well. Bloody with a very quick triple kill. Absolutely annihilating the Seaside as they try and push in. First with the nades, then with the spray down. And every single time it seems like he just racks up every kill on this A site.
And this is where it counts. MaSSe, they have to step up now. They have to show us what great of a team they can be. This balance being smoked out here. And going up 2 versus 5, Venko Gaming, they have a very difficult task to take. Who's Revo making his way through the connector?
Difficult 2v5, and with 2 CTs hunkered on this A site and a lot of people with the ability to retake quickly, it's going to be a very difficult round for Venko with all of the support on the CT side, and the bomb about to show its hand. It's going to be Haz, the first man in, should be pre-scoping this angle, but caught from behind Luo! He missed that shot, the trigger discipline not working out in his favour, and a 1v5, this AWP needs to be taken out of the hands, and it is. AK swapped out as well as Hamas on map point, and match point, might I add.
But how could you just miss that shot with the AK? That was... And right now, Hamas, they have the match point on their side. Venko Gaming with the final push maybe in this first game of our Group D today. Kalish covering the bid.
Yeah, amazing
and the first
stuff.
Kill falls in favor of Venko.
Yeah, that was nice from Kinzo taking that initial engagement. And another one, but not in the favor of Hamas. A 3v5 now.
Kalish here on the B side, the shot way too late in order to hit something.
Yeah, and this 2v5, we might be going to overtime.
It very much looks like that. If Venko Gaming, if they can just patiently move forward here and just don't over-rush it, and Kalish is the one that falls, so we have 5 going up against 1. And Crush, he is probably gonna try to do something, even though all of his teammates left him, making his way to the B-side. Ref already there to intercept him.
Yeah, and 5 alive for Venko on that final round as we're going to overtime. So I've never casted here before. What are the rules of overtime?
Now you've put me into a bad light.
Oh, I put you on the spot. I put you on the spot.
Yeah, but look at that, it's regular overtime, so we have a maximum of 6 maps coming up for us. I wasn't that well informed about the tournament rules. I'm sorry for that, guys. No, it's definitely my fault, not yours. But here we go, the first round of overtime coming up now.
Yeah, that was nice stuff, and we might be in store for a very long best of 1 here today. Kalash finding that first one, and Hamas needs to ride off the back of this advantage as Venko seem to be very disfragmented. They have lost 2 players already and don't seem to be any closer to a bomb site.
Yeah, by talking about who's gonna make it out of that overtime, who's your favorite to really grab it here? Because we've seen a very different game from what we expected. Hamas, you still believe in that?
Hamas! I believe in Hamas!
Because don't say that too loud. Because I think it's gonna be Venko Gaming. I still believe in them because they were surprising us so heavily, and I'm going with the underdog here. For now, this round will probably fall into the hands of MaSSe, but I feel like Venko Gaming, they made it to the overtime now, and now they're gonna close it out because MaSSe they failed to do that. They had the match point in their hands and still weren't able to close it out.
Yeah, Rev has got a lot of players all around him as well, trying to eke his way onto this B site, but he's kind of just hiding in the smoke right now, pushing down. But Kalash gonna rack up with a triple kill as well. That was a beautiful round from him as well in overtime.
Yeah, Kalash and Rev are already meeting in the smoke. Both of them did not know about that, but they were so close to each other.
Yeah, it happens a lot in Counter-Strike where you don't know where the opponent is and you're only a couple of inches away. You're brushing up against each other. A lot of the time where you block your opponent when you're both trying to go through the same smoke. And yeah, we've got a slight pause here, but I feel like the match is going to be on pause very shortly as Luo's back.
Definitely. And talking about the momentum, we can't really talk about something like momentum because this game has been so much back and forth that I don't feel that anybody in terms of momentum has the upper hand here. But just talking about that psychological advantage, I feel like Venko Gaming, they should be able to make it out here. They should be able to take that. But it is MaSSe leading in the overtime, 16-15 now.
So what I would say is when you get into these situations, if a team doesn't close it out in regulation, that resets the playing field. So before the game, it was like 80-20 odds or 75-25 odds towards MaSSe. When you get into overtime, I feel like those odds get reset once again.
I don't know because something has happened and the odds maybe taking on that 75-25 Venko Gaming they really showed that they are worth a little bit more than just 25% of a victory here. So I feel like the overtime is a little bit different than just the situation before the game. Because we have to take everything if you were gonna give each team a percentage chance of winning from the score 0-0, what would you say? It's so close. I'm going 55-45 for Venko Gaming here. That's what I'd do, just because of the things I already mentioned. Yeah, but I still also see. I see a great chance for MaSSe to take it as well, but so far they were disappointing a little bit in the role of the favorites here. So
yeah, obviously they're not just the favorite in terms of skill; they're also the fan favorite. Lots of people in chat want to see these this team especially pull through, and we're just waiting for the fifth and final member of Team MaSSe to get back in this game early in overtime.
Yeah, and that's great to see from the start, even before the stream started. Those guys from MaSSe, they were really raging in the chat, just cheering for MaSSe here. And that's just great to see because it never stopped. They're still doing that. They're still giving it their best and just supporting their team. And that's something about esports that I just love. And it's just something that Counter-Strike especially, they have the best fans. I still remember one of the offline games from Virtus Pro. They had a couple of their fans with them, and that was one of the best scenes ever where I saw the Virtus Pro fans. They were half naked and they were all
Where
shouting,
was this?
Virtus Pro.
Was this in Cologne?
Know. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
I actually went to Cologne. I was actually there in
really?
Cologne, and it was absolutely amazing. It was phenomenal stuff. The Virtus Pro fans were all different nationalities, might I add. They were from like Romania, Bulgaria, Sweden, Finland. They were all over the world. There were English people there as well. Loads of German people in that crowd. Lots of Polish people there, admittedly, since loads of Polish people just like came on the bus and stuff from Poland, and apparently there was
But
like a cheap colour bus or something. So loads of different nationalities there. But yeah, it's so good to see when people treat it like a proper sport and actually get really involved. I love that.
but but I still feel like those Polish hooligans. I'm just gonna name it that way. I still feel like they are the original fans and they are the best from Virtus Pro. It was that day that I always wanted to play for them. For Virtus
You want to
Pro,
play for
but
Virtus Pro?
yeah,
How far are you away from that dream?
very far, I guess. I'm not playing Counter-Strike professionally. I'm playing Hearthstone for Pentasports. You probably
you
know them
actually?
as well.
Yeah, I
definitely.
do know Penta and everything. Are you actually? Is that a joke?
No, it's not a joke. I'm a two
Oh,
times
you're
German
actually a
champion.
professional. Are you actually?
Yeah,
I never even knew.
actually.
I never even knew.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we just know each other like 15
Congratulations.
minutes before the show started. No, nothing to congratulate. It's 2 years ago, but still, I was always hoping to
That's
get
decent.
onto that Virtus Pro team because from that day on, talking about the story I just told with the Polish fans, I always wanted to join Virtus Pro. And yeah, getting back to the Legend series now, seeing that same participation here for Hamas, that's just something that I love. You guys out there in the chat, you just make me happy today. And thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love that. I love the fan participation, and obviously we've got a quick short pause as somebody relogs their PC. We've got just 1 or 2 quick minutes before we can get back into this great game. However, it's actually we can spin it into a positive considering there's so much to talk about. There's so much Counter-Strike going on right now. It's a high level as well. So we're seeing a lot of different things go on. Do you think when the fifth player comes from Hamas, do you reckon he's going to go with an AWP setup and buy up on the double AWP for Hamas, or do you think he's going to go a rifle as well?
I think they're going to grab a rifle as well. We haven't seen that double AWP setup. Do we even have seen it once today in this particular match?
We saw it just the once. We saw it just the once, and it was Kalash and Q-Rush both brought up AWPs towards the end. I think the score was 13-13, and it was something that didn't really work out too well for their team. However, hopefully if they go for it now, they can actually make something work.
Yeah, and that's something I don't know what's the right formulation for this. I'm pretty bad with English sayings, but in German we say something like a burnt child doesn't get burnt twice. So if you made a mistake once, you probably won't do it twice. And as we saw, Hamas not making this double AWP setup work, I feel like they might go with the fourth rifle here, just to play it standard and safe. Also, that seemed to work out for them the best when they just played it slowly in the standard way. That seems to be the rhythm that they need.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Maybe just sticking to what you know is the best case scenario. And he's actually back. Is that the same guy? It is. It's Impala. It is Impala. It is Impala. He just needs to rename himself. So the Give a Lexicon guy is actually Impala.
All right. Okay. That means we are just seconds away from unpausing the match and jumping straight back into the action. Venko Gaming with a score of 15 going up against MaSSe with a score of 16. We're in the overtime. This is the Legend series in Counter-Strike by ELC Gaming, and thank you once more for tuning in, and I hope we are good to go.
Yeah,
I was just hoping that
good to go. They're unpausing in a sec. Yeah, what were you hoping?
I were hoping that once I finished talking, the match would unpause, like that we had that perfectly that fluent game starting, but it looks like still 10 seconds to wait.
Yeah. Sometimes as a caster, you have horrific pauses. I remember before, I've had pauses that's lasted like an hour. I've had like all manner of things happen. So a quick 10-minute pause isn't actually that bad, and I feel like we feel pretty well. So 15-16 for MaSSe here, and it is going to be the full rifle setup on the CT side. So exactly what my colleague here predicted.
Yeah, definitely, and we see a lot of action once more. All the grenades, I feel like they are just thrown into the mid. But we had that one nice round by Venko Gaming where they were able to smoke out the whole A side. So I'm also wondering why they don't go for that more often.
Yeah, well, the push is coming in now, and I feel like MaSSe, they're actually pushing over these smokes and trying to do some damage. Bloody Wolf finding the first, and you see Crush has not been baited out of this position yet. They haven't got any Molotovs to actually do that, so he does peek, does a bit of damage to Kinso, and he is going to peek right back, but Bloody Wolf doing all the damage himself, getting 3 kills in a matter of seconds, and Lowe's the last to fall as MaSSe with a very convincing round might be enough to finish off this series.
That was just too easy. Did you see that one Molotov just being thrown in front of the ramp? It was only that Molotov that really delayed the rush here by Venko Gaming, and that gave MaSSe the time to rotate to the A side. And then they were still pushing. They were not retreating. So Venko Gaming still decided to push just after the flames went out. And that was a big mistake as they were just taken out easily by MaSSe.
Yeah, some great stuff from MaSSe. They're pushing through this smoke now, though, as Venko getting aggressive. Glaive finding 1 and 2, Impala doing so much damage, a third as well. Almost racking up everybody, but MaSSe with a perfect half. And wow, really? MaSSe? That was nuts work from them.
Yeah, that was definitely in the overtime. They finally showed why we considered them to be the favorite, and now we see them on the T side. Can they just grab that single round that they still need?
Yeah, well, Venko going for the double AWP setup, something that we didn't actually see from their side earlier. And they're putting an AWP towards B. He's going to be going towards Apps, and the other one is Luo at CT spawn. So MaSSe finding the first kill. It's Impala with the entry coming into the short area as Rev trays him up. 7 finds 1 as well as he's racking them up. 2 more for him as Kalash really needs to find this kill right now. You've got 2 bullets left, but Luo's trades him through and out as Q Rush is the last to fall. Venko find their 16th. They're within 2. They need 2 more to force us to second overtime.
Yeah, so once more this game might just swing back into the hands of Venko Gaming, just maybe getting into the second overtime. And that's what we've seen all day long here in this first game of the Legend Series. Now Kalash and Impala. Impala making his way to the B side. A couple of shots coming through, but not quite hitting him here.
I feel like this AWP definitely could be punished as Disbalance finds 1 at the other side of the map. Have this push. Looks like it's going to come in towards mid. Kinso finding a nice, quick, fresh kill.
And how sneaky, just peeking right and corner, grabbing 1 kill, not being too greedy, just retreating then. That's just played very, very well. Has on the other side just looking into that flash.
Yeah, I love that. And Venko, obviously 16 for them. They need 2 more to force us to double overtime. MaSSe on match point here. Could be going through to our winners match later if they win this one. Have coming up at CT, and the nade as well, doing so much damage. It's a 4v2 as Disbalance needs to find this kill here. Mollies it out instead for safety as this bomb about to go down. Does find 1 of his own. Have caught with the AWP, finds a crucial kill. Might keep him team in the match as a nade thrown out behind it, and he misses that crucial shot. Could have been the final one to actually wrap this match up. Then MaSSe has only one more kill, 2 now to find for this game. Kalash finding the edge of a shot, but playing in and around that smoke. And they still think he's CT spawn as this bomb goes down. The defuse can't happen as Kalash finds one, but comes back. Venko comes back, finds it. It's so back and forth.
Yeah, definitely. We were talking about the performance by MaSSe here being a roller coaster, but this whole match actually is a roller coaster. And we have a scoreline of 17-18 right now, so there's a big chance of making it to the second overtime.
Yeah, maybe the biggest chance of winning that we've seen from Team Venko so far. And you're right, they might not have the odds on any betting website or in the chat, but Team Venko performing admirably in the first half of overtime.
Yeah, definitely, but I really love to see this game as the first game of the day. So much surprises and so much unexpected stuff happening. Also great performances by both teams, even though I feel like MaSSe could have done a little bit more.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like they have performed a little lacklusterly at certain points throughout this game. However, Venko, no credit taken away from them, finding so many nice kills, so many nice rounds, and has with another quick opening onto mid. And Clash going to come back with one more to bring this back into a 3v4 as MaSSe brings one back himself.
Yeah, ref waiting there for MaSSe to come out of the apps, but nice grab here by Q-Rush.
That bomb's planted as well in a 2v4, and this could be very, very difficult for Team Vento, as it's a 1 versus 4 now. Just has, with not a lot of health, the AWP, 4 players to find, and straight through the box, a fitting 1 dig to end the match here today. Wow,
yeah,
what a match. I don't even know what to say about
definitely.
that, Marvin.
I was hoping that you would be finding some words because you're the native speaker, but oh my gosh, that was crazy. 19-17.
After a match like that, how can you find words? It's like from start to finish, MaSSe really performed and Venko really stepped up to their level. It was something that I wasn't generally expecting to see. I thought that perhaps MaSSe was just going to get completely blasted out of this best of 1 due to their earlier losses. Venko losing 19-17. It's quite a crushing defeat, really, isn't it?
Crushing defeat, I don't know, because actually it was a great performance out of Venko Gaming, much more than we expected, and they definitely don't have to be ashamed of themselves. They put on a great show here. It was a great performance, more than we expected, and they're still not out of the tournament, just to get that back into your minds. They're just moving to the losers bracket. They're gonna play against the loser of our next match, and that's gonna be Existence going up against Planet Key Dynamics.